friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel. Trying to see if y'all are straight here. Is that better? Okay, so I'm here to do a little update on my sewing pattern journal that I've been working on. I'm going kind of slower than usual on my journals. I don't rush through any of my journals, but I'm just kind of trying to think about what I really want to do on this and for this journal. So since my first little look at the journal, I have done a few things. I'm going to show you one thing over here. Let me grab it. But what I did, I think, let's see, what did I do on the page is I added this little paper bag here and it's open on both ends. So this is going to be pockets, 2 pockets. I opened my window tonight in case you hear any noises outside my window. I was spraying something with toxic fumes. And I thought, I better open the window. But it's actually really nice out tonight. Not hot or cold. It's like, it feels like it might be the perfect temperature out there. But this is where I'm at. So I added this little paper bag. Everything else I think I had in the journal last time I showed it to you all, but I mostly worked on the cover. Let me take the pages out for a minute and show you what I've done to the cover. I wanted to strengthen the spine here, so I put some fabric in here. And I chose this fabric to go with the cover. So if you look at the outside of the cover, the front, you can see it's kind of like fall colors. We've got some browns, some reds, some blacks. So I felt like this fabric went with the cover. And then I put this is like it's not a huge rickrack, but it's not a small rickrack. So I thought that looked really pretty inside the cover. And then on the outside of the cover, I put this little bit of smaller rickrack here on the front and on the back. So, and I also put a sealant on this because this is an actual pattern, you know, not a real pattern, not a copy or anything. So I was trying to think about what I wanted to put on here, and I've been having a little issues with Mod Podge, so I was contemplating a few different ways to go on that, but I decided to try, and I tried it on this, and I haven't sprayed anything on here. Let's see, I tried it on these two, some spray, and they came out, I mean, you don't really even know that there's any sealant on here. You can't see any kind of, it's matte for one thing, but you can't really feel, it just feels like paper. It doesn't feel like there's a coating on here. And so since those turned out so well, I was like brave enough to go ahead and put it on the cover here. So it does have a coating of sealant, or it's called Mod Podge Matte, but it's a spray, and I'll show you the can here. Clear acrylic sealer. And I was actually looking for something else at Walmart to use. I was, kind of thinking about going in a different direction. And then I saw this. I had never really noticed it before, I don't think. But I noticed it that day. And so I said, Clear Acrylic Sealer Mod Podge Matte. And I thought I would experiment it like I did with these other 2 pieces, these journaling cards. And so, since it turned out really, nice on those, I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. And so I did, and I actually sprayed over it twice, and I was getting a little worried, like, did I put too much on? Because it didn't look like too much, but I was just like, it's the first time I've used it, so I didn't want to overdo it or ruin my cover. But you can't even tell, really, that there's anything on there. You don't see, it is matte, and it doesn't really feel like there's anything on there. But there is a kind of a double coating, I would say a light double coating on here for protection. And so that's the outside so far. I think it's good like this because there was no writing or anything on here, so I don't need to cover up any writing. But I mean, writing might actually be cool. I don't know. It depends on what the writing is, right? But so that's what it is so far. And then in here, I put this little library card. I had I have gotten a few little library cards like this from actual library books, but this one I think I received in Happy Mail, and it's an actual library card. As you can see, there's some stamps from the library here. This one's dated, the first one's dated 1985, and the last one's dated 2004. So pretty cool, I thought. And then this is some decorations from a pattern that I just cut out the words and little, you know, the price and the number here. And then I just decorated it with a little, this is a little green flower doily with a vintage little pink button right here. So hopefully you can see that, but I just thought that was pretty. And, you know, kept with the sewing thing. I think I'm going to, I was debating on whether to do a sewing theme or just an eclectic theme. So this one, I think I'm going to do a sewing theme, but I do want to do more of these and kind of do an eclectic theme too. So, you know, I think that would be fun to do either or. So we'll see how it goes with that. But I also worked last night. I worked on, let me put this back together. You can kind of see how it's looking. I'm going to decorate the pages next, I think. Put some trim, sew some trims in here, some pockets and things like that. I do have the bag for pockets, but I might want to put some other little tuck spots and pockets in here. So this is what it's looking like so far. And pretty cute, I think. And then last night I worked on this little shirt. I did post it on some Facebook groups today. And I think everybody really liked it. And I got a big kick out of making it. It was so fun. It was, I got it in the Happy Mail from Laura that I did a video on and posted today. And so I cut it out of that fabric that I showed, where it was some Christmas fabric with cardinals and I think red bows and things like that. And I was really excited to get that fabric because it had this little shirt on it too. And so I cut the shirt out of the fabric, that fabric. So this is the actual fabric, and then backed it with file folder just in case you can't tell what I did here. And I was intending to make it a tag, so I put a hole here and then used some of the eyelash trim that Laura sent me, and then I realized it looks like a little scarf on here. Like, isn't that cool? It actually looks like a little, like a sweatery kind of fleecy scarf. And then I decided to hand stitch with red. This is just red thread. So I kind of did a whip stitch around the whole sleeves and the shirt, and you know, and everything. And then, but down here on the sleeves, I did a little straight stitch just around the sleeves. So let me show you the sleeves. There's two little straight stitches on both sleeves because I just thought that would look better on the sleeves. And then on the bottom of the sweater here, I did some little X's. So like, kind of like just, it was just spur of the moment, kind of, you know, I wanted to make the red stitching, and then I thought this would look, you know, it's kind of like almost like embroidery or cross stitch across the bottom. I thought that was really super cute, and it came out super cute. So it's going to be a little tag, and I might put it in this journal as a little tag or a little just a bonus. But I'm going to, I think I'm going to take it and make some copies of it first and just see what other fun I can have with this little shirt shape here. So that's what I worked on last night. And then after I opened Laura's Happy Mail, I was like, I got to cut that shirt out right away. I was dying to play with that. So then tonight I was on live with Maria, and I was working on these journaling cards. I want to make this journal. It's like my first pattern journal. I want to make it really special. So I'm not going to, you know, rush through anything. I'm just kind of thinking about things and getting ideas and doing things, you know, that I want to try. So I had heard a while ago there was something on Facebook about someone somewhere, a website or whatever, whoever it was, releasing patterns that you can print for free. So I still don't have the website, but I don't have a link yet. I'm going to see if I can find the exact link and maybe share it somewhere again on Facebook like I had seen it a couple of years ago. But today I did look up Google I Googled free printable sewing patterns, I think it was. And some of these images came up, and what did come up was it said it was like an article, and it said Wiki Patterns releases 83,000 sewing patterns or something like that. So I went there. There was a couple references to the years that they released, and one of them was 1970s, and that's what I wanted. I wanted like the bell bottoms and things like that, so that's where I got these and printed a few out. So you know, I'm going to try to get a link and see exactly, because this was kind of an article, it wasn't the actual website. And so I need to look that up again and just see exactly what's what with that. But I did manage to get these images. And so like this was a pattern that I printed out. You can see it's a Jiffy pattern. I liked the look and the color and the outfits here, and so I made that into a journaling card tonight. Just cut it out, backed it on cardstock, this one and this one, and these are the two I sprayed with a coating, as I figured these would be good experiments because I printed them out and they're paper, and I wanted to see how it was on paper before I sprayed it on my pattern. And I figured if I messed them up, I could print them out again. So that's what I was going for. So these are both backed with cardstock. I made them into journaling cards. And look at these outfits. Aren't they awesome? They're so cute with this bell bottoms. I mean, they're really wide too. So really cute. Let me see if they say anything that you'd be interested on here. It doesn't really have a date or anything, but this one's Simplicity, and this one was Jiffy Patterns. And then these images, I also printed out the pattern, but then I decided to cut them out, because that was another idea I was having in my head. I was like, I just want to cut these out and see what they look like. And I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with them, although I knew I wanted to glue them down on and make like a journaling card. So before my live with Maria, I was running around getting ready, and I just pulled out the scrapbook paper because it's pretty. I was picturing these on pretty scrapbook paper, but then I opened up the scrapbook pad of paper, and there was this like pattern paper. I'll show you. I still have another sheet of it. I have let's see, I have a piece, about half of this piece, and then I have a whole sheet right here. This was in there. It's really neat, like almost looks like coffee dyed pattern paper, and it almost kind of looks collage too. But anyway, I thought it was really neat. I was like, I didn't even plan that. It was just in there, and I knew I was working on this sewing stuff. And there, you know, just by coincidence, was this sewing themed scrapbook paper. I'm trying to grab the paper pad for you. I think they still have this at Walmart. I got this at Walmart like at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, but probably at least a year ago, and it's called, it's the Color Block brand, and it's called Vintage Treasures Designer Paper. It's, I liked it because, you know, vintage treasures, I just like the colors and things. I mean, look at this one with a stack of old letters, and I just thought this was so cool. There's like travel labels right here, and cameras, and this is like, kind of like flashcards. Here's a typewriter, some old rusty locks. Anyway, I just really thought it was cool. It's one-sided, but I don't have much of it left. I have just a little bit left here. I'm not sure how many sheets, but you can see, here's the stack of letters. And then got a couple of those just to show you. Here's a bunch of suitcases or trunks. And look, here's the rusty locks. I just thought it was really pretty. Music. Anyway, I just pulled this out because I figured it might make good backgrounds. I didn't even notice. Look at this kind of wrinkled paper look, or leather look, and it's paper. I mean, it looks like leather almost. But yeah, so I just thought this would make pretty backgrounds, and I didn't see that there was pattern paper in there. And of course, you can use actual pattern paper. I mean, I have plenty of that, but I didn't, let's see, I don't think I had any right here pulled out. I just had the scrapbook paper because I was thinking pretty scrapbook paper when I was getting ready to do this, and then there it was. Anyway, so this is how they turned out. Super cute, right? The little plaid bell-bottom girl. And then this one has the red. There's some kind of a pattern on these bell-bottoms, but just super cute. And then these I decided to cut out as, you know, a whole, because, I mean, these were separate like this. I mean, this is the same pattern. This is the pattern here. I printed it out a couple times. And this one was a little bit bigger. You can see these girls are a little bit bigger than these girls. So I printed it out in different sizes. And so then these two, and these were separate. Kind of another reason I chose this, because it was a little bit hard to find one where the girls are separate. Like you see how these are all together. And these girls are, you know, overlapping and together. But then I found this one where the girls are separate, and that's what I wanted, because I knew I wanted to cut them out. So it worked out really well. So these are cut out, but then these were together, and I cut them out, you know, a whole piece, and then just, you know, simple, easy peasy, cardstock, some of this pattern paper and scrapbook paper, and then put the girls on there. I might do a little, I don't know if I'm going to do a little distressing on this white part that I didn't cut out in the, you know, in between. But we'll see. And I might do a little sewing around the edges. I think that would be pretty. Some messy stitching, or just some stitching around, especially these three. And these three, I don't know. I might also do some stitching around here. I do like to do that on my journaling cards if I think it would be appropriate for the journal. And this is a sewing journal, so that's where I'm at. Just a quick update there for you. Some of my friends in my Facebook groups are asking, you know, what's what, and so that's what's what. So I'll be back. Like I said, I'm going to work on sewing trims on the journal, and one trim I'll show you that I have right here that is definitely probably going to go in here somewhere is this pretty snippet trim that's going to go on one of these pages. Don't know which one yet. Let's see if we can kind of get an idea. If it went on, this is pattern paper, so it could go on here. It adds a lot of color. It could go on even a ledger paper. Just kind of want to see what it looks like. It could go on this paper bag, or it could go on a pocket. Let's see, I have a ledger pocket here. That's right, I forgot I had this pocket. But anyway, you get the general idea. It's going to be super cute. Or I can cut this and put little pieces. But anyway, I do have some burlap bows here too that I'm contemplating putting somewhere. They're green and yellow little burlap bows, so super cute. So that's it. That's where I'm at. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching, and happy crafting. See you next time.